Good afternoon, everybody. It's a dog with you. Another edition of Weber This Week. It's October the 9th, 2017. Yeah, a little rain this morning, but it's starting to clear, so it's not too bad. We got no complaints about our weather. A good friend is in the studio today. If you don't know his face, you obviously don't live in the Seneca County and the surrounding area. Gary Schlegel's my special guest, a good friend of mine, owner of the Magee Diner, and we're in here to talk about his wonderful place of business. And I was there the other day having breakfast, and again, not because Gary's a sponsor, but I must say, Gary, you guys do it well. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me, dog.
It's good, and you know, one thing about Gary I've known with the Magee Diner, knew when his mom ran it years ago. You go in there, and I don't think I'm telling anybody anything major secrets here. One thing I like about Magee Diner is the service is exquisite. They get you seated as fast as they can. The portions are good, very good, and the pricing is very reasonable. So I've never left your place hungry, and that's a good thing to say.
That's our goal.
And I think that's your goal.
That is our goal.
Well, listen, Gary, let's talk a little bit about your business. Of course, for our viewers that may not know you, it's hard for me to believe that you don't know everybody because you've been in this business and you're the face of that business. Talk about how many years you've been involved in running the business as far as overseeing what's going on out there.
I've been out there 21 years with my mom in the very beginning where she kind of ran the front end and I ran the back end. More so, I cooked on that line for about 15 to 16 years. And since then, I bought my mom out in 2010, and it's been my business ever since.
You know, looking, and you showed me around one day, I remember taking me in the back in the kitchen, and for the food that you put out and your team brings out to the patrons, your kitchen's not that extraordinarily big. You have a system, though, and maybe explain how it works. I look through the little cubby-o into the kitchen, and there's somebody yelling out instructions when they get an order coming off the computer screen. Explain a little bit to our viewers how it's supposed to work, and it usually does work. It's sort of like the ticket from the waitress goes into the kitchen and then pick it up from there.
Well, then when the waitress puts in the order, it goes to the printer in the kitchen. And usually you have what do we call an expediter. The expediter is to distribute the different foods to the right stations. Mm-hmm. In other words, they get a fryer, we have a grill, in the morning we have an egg station, and we have a cold end. Mm-hmm. And the expediter will spread that out, and everyone's supposed to, if they hear,
yeah, right.
Which is another issue, but
right.
Communication in the kitchen's the key for well-running, because there isn't a lot of room back there.
I know, I saw that, yeah.
So we really need to communicate back there and make sure that everyone's on the same page, especially when it gets busy.
Oh, yeah, and getting busy is something that you're used to lately. I mean, you guys, even before Del Lago came on board, you always had a good crowd, and you can speak volumes, I'm sure, the people that visit your Magee Diner consistently, the familiar faces that come every single day, afternoon, and especially on the weekends, especially on Sunday mornings. I've been in a few Sunday mornings on the way to do my job at Del Lago, and I see the familiar faces, and that's got to mean something to you because they come back because they love it.
Right. I'm getting from before Del Lago, we had of course, we had a great clientele, and that clientele continues to come. Mm-hmm. We still see a lot of new faces, and especially with Del Lago being next door, well, I'm seeing a lot more new faces, and they come in, they didn't realize I was there and recognize the place, and they love the place. And I mean, it's the best advertising ever because they'll go out and tell other people to, use. And obviously, now that you can use your points from Del Lago.
That's awesome.
At Magee Diner. We're one of the 5 test businesses that we've set up through Del Lago, and we're able to take the cards or casino rewards cards and use it in place of payment right now.
I use it. I've used it, and it's very handy, and it's
catching on.
It's very painless. You give it to Nicole or whoever's handling, and they point out to what you got to push and sign your name, and off you go. You leave the cash tip, and off you go down the road. And it really works out well. If you're short on cash and you have your player's card, it's ideal. I think the thing that I picked up on the Magee Diner, it's obviously been there a long time. I remember when Petro opened up down from your right. That was the dead-end street for the Magee Diner. It'd be only a matter of weeks before you closed because Petro was going to be the new sensation. And I'll be honest with you, I told you this story that my wife and myself visited Petro when they first opened to see what it was like. And nothing against Petro, but geez, I think I had a couple eggs. I think Mary had a couple eggs or a pancake. I can't remember exactly what it was. The bill was like $22. That was years ago. I mean, years ago. And I said, wow, the price ranges are kind of high. And it's the only time we've ever been there. One and done. And so, the fact is, good food and good service trumps any new places coming on board because they're used to your place. They understand what you do, and they expect you to deliver, and you deliver most of the time with very few problems. And that's something that I think you should be proud of in your team.
It's all about staying consistent.
Exactly.
I mean, you have to. I mean, if you don't stay consistent with, people expect a certain product when it comes out of the kitchen. And if they've had it before, they're going to know what it's going to be like next time. So it's important to stay consistent and keep the quality the same place all the way through. So,
and one thing you're good about, Gary Schlegel's my special guest, the owner of the Magee Diner. Of course, his wife Kathy was scheduled to be on. We promoted that. Kathy, if you're checking us out, don't worry, we'll get you on someday down the road. And I look forward to meeting you for the first time. I've seen you walk around. I've never really introduced myself. We'll take care of that the next time I see you. But you look at the Magee Diner and you look at the great patrons that show up there. The thing that I've always been impressed by is not only the service, but they make you feel warm and comfy. And when people are standing outside of your door to get inside the door, it tells me that they're going to wait a few minutes sometimes because you're crashed. But that's a good thing. In a way, you don't like it having people wait. I get that. But you have people that are out the door sometimes, and they'll wait to come in and get a seat.
Well, I hear a lot of it. I mean, a lot of people know that, usually we can get them in and out pretty quickly.
Yep.
And, don't fear the cars because the cars, there's a lot of cars. Even if there's a waiting line, there's typically a 10 to 15 minute wait, and we'll get you in and out. There's we work magic in there.
That's amazing.
We're able to seat 4 people or, 10 people at a four spot or whatever. We'll get you in and out and make sure everyone's fed on a regular basis. It works out.
And by the way, at the end of the show today, I don't want to forget that we have a special video that I'm going to get into that part of my discussion with Gary. We're going to be honoring a young man who I met today personally. And the funny story is he's the son of a very close friend of mine, Karen. Michael Contreras. Contreras is going to be highlighted at the end of my show. We'll do that about 25 after the hour. And the reason I talked about Michael is I was going through, since I'm one of the groupies that's part of Magee Diner that Gary's got me queued in, which I love, by the way. And you see all kinds of crazy videos. Like when Gary has a stressful day, he might stop and shoot some guns, which is kind of neat. Then he's got a little video on there about the food with Nicole and a couple other people. Then there was this video that I saw a young man making believe he was Elvis with a hat on, the shades on, and singing the tune of the Jailhouse Rock, one of the legendary Elvis songs. And I was really caught up in that. I thought, God, that is pretty neat the way he did it. Wasn't a lot of people. It was the end of the day. I could see the restaurant was empty except for a few patrons, a few workers that might have hung on to root him on. We're going to show that video in about, I'm going to say 15 or 20 minutes, so don't miss that. It's going to be the Michael Contreras breakout session, as we say. But I got to tell you, he's also, you told me he's Benny the Cow?
Benny the Cow, yes.
Benny the Cow.
He's the actual Benny the Cow, the one that is my mascot for the diner.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He does it all.
Yes, he does.
Well, one thing, before we get back to Gary, let me give a plug out to a big event coming up this week. If you get a chance to show up there, I've been able to go there with my wife, Mary. The Trinity Church 4th Annual Fundraiser. That's coming up this Friday, October 13th. It's going to be held, and Jimmy Senecropi's happy about this, being the president. The Seneca Falls Country Club will host this event. It starts at 6 o'clock. It goes until 10. Music by the Destination Duel. It's $40 per person. Tickets available right now at the Trinity Church, Robinette's, or the Copy Shop. Once again, the Trinity Church, get your tickets, or Robinette's, or the Copy Shop. There's going to be a silent auction, raffles, a $250 cash prize, and win a real diamond courtesy of Robinette Jewelers. So that's a big event coming up. We ask that you support that. If you're able to, we'd love to have you take part. That's coming up this Friday night. $40 a ticket. Again, we were there a couple of years ago for that event, and it's really spectacular. Well, I'm here with Gary Schlegel, the owner of Magee Diner. This is Weber This Week on a Monday. And Gary, you talk about your food offerings. I notice you take great pain into changing your menus quite often, and you come out recently with a new dinner menu. And I have yet to get out there for the prime rib, but myself and Frank will make it out there. I promise you. I understand from people who have had it say it's nothing but dynamite.
Yeah, the people love our rib.
Yeah,
yes, it's
dynamite.
very popular. Very popular.
And the thing about, we got to talk about the barbecue pit. That's right. People have been following this story about your extension to your back of your diner relative to doing a barbecue scenario. Explain to our viewers, how's that going along? You got the permits pretty much wrapped up and a little more work for you to do, and maybe we could see it opening up in the spring.
Yeah, I'm still working with the town at this point and trying to get basically what I have to do in order to put a patio out there, which will be a structure with, screened in 3-season. The town requires me to build a firewall at this point, which is fine, so I'm going to get that done. So I just met with the town last week. So my builder is going to be aware of it so we can get things going. I'm hoping to have this thing open by next spring, which will give me an additional, 24 to 30 seats at this point. And on the back of that will be a barbecue pit that I'm going to be doing. And that's going to, where either I'm going to finish off some barbecue on that spot or smoke some stuff, some meats. The ribs, brisket, chicken,
nice.
And get some stuff that will be nice and smoked. Also in the future too is beer and wine. I want to go for the beer and wine and actually offer local wine, local beer.
Oh, that's nice.
And keep it local.
That's great.
So, that's the plans. I hope to, it's going to be a few steps to get there and a couple bucks to get there, but,
sure.
I'm working on it.
And you are working on it, no doubt about it. And I think everybody's looking forward to a new addition, something different. Not that they're not pleased with what you offer right now, but a barbecue area looks like a great addition to the Magee Diner. And I think that's what's really going to turn on people even more. By the way, it's no secret that I used an adage we were talking before we went on the air regarding your style as an owner, as their boss. A lot of employees obviously report to you or through your chains of command there. But it's quite obvious that you insist on people that come to work for Gary and Magee Diner to come with a great attitude, A, B, work hard, and C, after your shift, have some fun. That's pretty much it, is it, right?
Right.
But show up and do your job and get paid to what you're doing.
It's a great place to work.
Exactly.
I'll tell you that right now. And a lot of people that don't realize that, they end up back out in the street.
Right.
I am, I'm not the hardest guy in the world to work for.
Just work.
I will tell you. Well, some may disagree with me on that, but I will. It's basically respect.
Sure.
You respect me, I'm going to respect you. And I give you a little leniency. I give you a little room to do, some fun things. And, we do after work or before work or, and it's always something, we can, there's always something going on.
I know. And it's something that I appreciate. That's why we're going to have the Michael Contreras Elvis thing coming up in a few minutes, show you how much fun he has and his fellow workers out there. But I got to admit, Gary, I've known you for quite a few years. I must say, you're sort of bold and you're sort of you get your point across. And I remember, and I was cracking up when I knew you were coming on today. I remember you posting on Facebook looking for a waitress, and this cracked me up. I fell off the couch. I was laughing so hard. And your verbiage was as follows: wanted, experienced waitress, and such a shift. And you said, and you didn't stop it there. You just said, instead of contact me, you added a few lines which had me hysterical. And I think the lines went something like this: oh, by the way, if you've already worked at Magee Diner, don't need to apply, because if you're any good, you'll still been here.
There's a reason you're not
There's
here.
a reason you're not here. I thought that was priceless. So, you let people know, need not apply.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
Well, that's the only way. I thought that was pretty interesting. By the way, you must have found somebody, I'm assuming, when you posted. I'm sure you did.
I go, it's Honestly, it's
Yep.
an honor. It's an honor to work as a waitress at Magee Diner because
Sure.
those girls make great money.
Yep.
They work their butt off.
Sure.
But they make great money there.
That's right.
So,
Hey.
I mean, it's something if they want to come in and
Work
hard and
pick up some money.
do their job,
Yep.
then they can do it.
That's right.
You know.
Well, Gary Schlegel is my special guest. We're going to take our commercial break. He's one of our sponsors for the Weber Show. We appreciate his support of this program. And we're going to check that right out now, and I'll tell you about that player's card after we come back after the commercial break. Acting as a gateway to the Finger Lakes, Del Lago leverages the natural beauty and unique offerings while enhancing tourism in the region. The casino features 2,000 slot machines, 89 gaming tables, including 12 poker tables, portico by Fabio Viviani, a 2,400-person entertainment center, farmers market buffet. The hotel, spa, and banquet facility will open summer 2017. Cayuga Lake National Bank. Visit Bill Ryan and his team for all of your banking needs. Offices in Union Springs and Aurora, a fine sponsor of this show for over 30 years. DA Liquor on Bridge Street in Seneca Falls. Amy Padula and her team will find the right spirit for you every time. When you stop in, tell Amy the dog sent you. The Gold Hotel welcomes you to come out and enjoy the revitalization of this historic downtown Seneca Falls landmark. Every Wednesday is Ladies' Night with special price drinks and half-priced appetizers. Learn more at thegouldhotel.com. The Omen Theater on William Street in Lyons. See what's playing this week at omentheater.com. Located off New York State Thruway Exit 41, the Magee Diner has earned their reputation as a popular family restaurant, serving country, fresh, home-cooked meals daily. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and check out their menu at MageeDiner.com. Seneca Metals is an award-winning company that has earned a reputation of going above and beyond to protect the environment and support their community. As an EPA inspector once said, their operation is head and shoulders above the rest. And the Newark Pilots of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, a minor league team with a major league ballpark. Season ticket packages available at NewarkPilots.com. And the Wilson Press in Seneca Falls. My good pal Rich Rickey and his team can handle all of your printing and mailing needs. Visit them online at wpress.com. Welcome back, everybody. It's a dog on a Monday, the 9th of October. Hard to believe a few weeks we're having Halloween. Are you kidding me? Where's the year gone to? Hey, by the way, Gary Schlegel is my guest, my good friend and the owner of the Magee Diner here on the Weber Show. Before we get back to Gary, I want to talk about football with Gary in a couple of seconds. I just want to run down a couple of quick notes here regarding Seneca Metals. They have these events, seems like every week, and they have a white-tailed deer hunting seminar with Charlie Alzheimer. You've seen his articles in Deer and Deer Hunting, Outdoor Life, and Whitetail News. Now you can see the author live. Charles Alzheimer is not just another outdoor sports writer. He's a whitetail expert, and he's coming with tips that could make this your best hunting season yet. It's going to be at the Seneca Metals Educational Center, and that, of course, is 1977 State Route 414 in Seneca Falls. It's coming up October the 12th. That's coming up this Thursday, October the 12th, 6:30 p.m. $8 per person is the charge, and it is a family event recommended ages 12 and older. By the way, speaking of events out there, they want me to remind you about a pumpkin painting contest, or they got something going too. Funny faces, scary faces, and crazy faces are all fun to paint on our new pumpkins. Come see what kind of face you can make on your pumpkin. All materials will be provided. To register, call 315-539-5624. Again, Seneca Metals Educational Center, Route 414 in Seneca Falls. The charge is $3 per person. It, of course, is family. It's coming up this Saturday, October 14th, between 3 and 4 o'clock. My good friend Gary Schlegel joins me on the show, and we're counting down to when we honor a young talent. Michael Contreras. You'll want to miss that in a couple of minutes. But Gary, you have been a diehard New York Giants fan since you told me during the commercial break, since you were able to walk. And now you have made the announcement, and you're going to make it on the Weber Show that you're no longer a Giant fan.
That's correct.
Oh, my God.
That is correct.
What happened?
Dog, I'm telling you, I'm done.
Really?
First of all, let's put it this way. Okay,
Right.
New York Giants had one of the best coaches since Parcells, meaning Tom Coughlin,
Right.
until they got rid of him. Now we got a coach right now, McAdoo, who I'm pretty sure Coughlin wouldn't have called after 1 minute left and down at 5 points, 2-run plays.
Right.
I'm not quite sure why that was happening. So I'm going to make an announcement right now. This is also for my my son-in-law and my daughter. I don't care what she says, but I'm going to America's team, dog.
No, the Cowboys?
Nope.
Oh, no.
The new America's team.
What is it?
Green Bay Packers, buddy. That's it. We're going to Green Bay.
Oh, get it, Jimmy.
Green Bay. That's it.
Oh,
I got me a New Jersey, and that's it.
Oh, my God.
We're going to Green Bay.
No,
This is America's team. It's not Dallas Cowboys anymore. It's all about
Gary's
being
putting
there.
it on.
This one's for you, Rob. My son-in-law. That's it.
That's
Bye,
beautiful.
Giants.
Oh, man.
You're frustrating
Breaking news. Not only we have
Till they get
Michael
rid of McAdoo.
Not only we have Michael Contreras coming up with the Elvis, we have the announcement of the announcements. Turning to a Packer fan.
I'm a Packer fan.
Oh my God!
I feel better already.
When you said America's team, I thought you're not going with the Cowboys.
The new America's team.
Oh, new
right
America.
now.
What a finish they had yesterday. That Green Bay.
Rodgers is amazing.
He is amazing.
He's amazing.
Mind-boggling. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Well, it's scary. Well, you heard it here on Weber this week. We nothing to bring you news developments right on the button here. Gary Schlegel, since he was walking, he's been a Giant fan.
That's right.
I hope you don't lose any business by you turning now from the Giants.
I think I'm going to gain some business out of this one. Got a lot of Packer fans.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you. Well, before we break for our little video done by Michael Contreras, we're going to ask you a question that is, things are going well there. I know you love your continuation of the great patrons that show up there, and I know you're going to do the barbecue pit. That's on focus. You continue to move it in the better direction, even though it's in a great direction right now. And also Del Lago's tie-in with using the player's card. So remember, folks, you can use your player's card out there. Again, I use it a few times myself the last few weeks. Short on cash, haven't been to the bank yet, got your card on you, stop in, have breakfast, lunch, or dinner, go up, give it to Nicole or whoever's the cashing you out. They slip the card in, they hit a couple of buttons, off you go, leave a cash tip, and out the door you go. That, to me, is really, really nice.
Yeah, it's working out well.
It's working out
more
well.
and more popular as people recognize it.
Well, okay, Gary, I think it's about time. It's 23 minutes after the hour, and I think we're about ready to.
Okay.
Tell me a little about Michael Contreras. He's been with you off and on for
About 5 years now,
All
I'm
right.
guessing. But he's been with me quite some time. He's going to school and college.
Quite the showman.
And he's been working in between school and supporting himself that way. Mm-hmm. And he's a great kid. I mean, he brings a lot to work. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, he always has an upbeat attitude, and he brings it to work, and he gets people going all day long. So he's a great kid to have.
And he's Benny the Cow, too.
And Benny the Cow, our mascot. Yep.
Well, I saw it on the groupie page a couple of weeks ago when Gary confirmed that he was going to be here on today's date, and we appreciate him coming in. But I saw it, and it caught my really amazed. I was shocked at how talented this guy was, how really innovative he was. It was after a shift. I think there's a few of his coworkers rooting him on. But I thought, when Gary comes in, I'm going to play this. So I did call Michael, or I Facebook paged him, messaged him, and I asked him, do you have any problem me using your video? Because I always want to do that. He says, no problem. I met him today, and oh my God. He is the son of Karen, who I and my wife lived across, along with Samantha, my daughter, for 21 years. Or 23 years. We moved there in 71. Gino and Phyllis Rapoli, his grandparents. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the performance? This is after a shift. This is how much tension there are out at the Magee Diner. Michael Contreras with his rendition of Jailhouse Rock Elvis, baby.
Party in the county jail. Prison back was there, then began to wait. Let's go in the street. Should have heard the night down jailbird singing, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block. Stand to do the jailhouse rock.
Legendary.
Everybody plays that saxophone. Little Joe blow and a slide trombone. Crash, boom, bang. The was the purple gang. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block. We'll stand to do the jailhouse rock.
He's got good moves.
Yeah, he does. He's got it all down.
Number 3. You
think he may do this at home by himself?
You need to play with your company. I want to do the jailhouse rock with me. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block. We're scared to do the jailhouse rock. Rock, 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 rock.
Fabulous. Go.
Same sitting in the block of stone. Over in the corner, weeping all alone. Does anybody, don't you be no square. You can't find a partner, you the wood in your hair. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block.
I love it.
Stand to do the jailhouse rock. Virginia said it was for heaven's sakes. The word thinking I just make a break.
His head is going to be so big right now.
I want to stick around a while and get my cash. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block. Stand to do the jailhouse rock.
I need my floor cleaner took
Stand to
this.
do the jailhouse rock. Rock, rock, stand to do the jailhouse rock. 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 Stand to do the
I didn't know
jailhouse.
it was that long.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Hey,
good.
hey,
Way to
hey.
go, Mike.
Oh, nice job, Michael Contreras. I tell you, Michael, you made my day. I saw that video and I said, we got to play it when Gary comes in. Well, you did a great job and fantastic. If you make any profits, if anybody's trying to sign you after leaving Magee Diner for your talents, we've just worked it out during this your performance. You get 70%, and myself and Gary get 15%, right, for having him on the show. And you
I would
having
think
him
so,
I
at
think
least.
so. A little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Michael. You did a great job. We appreciate showcasing. Guy had some talent, man, moving those legs. I like it. For no guy, I can't move like that anymore. But nice
Maybe,
job.
Doug, maybe next time I'll get Tiffany, our hostess, we'll get the hula hoop on the counter.
Oh, that's good. I like that
That was
one.
also in the
Oh,
group
yes.
list, too.
I remember that one. Yes.
Yeah, we'll get some video for that.
You got some real stars out there, man.
Oh,
You're
yeah, I
done.
know. I'm loaded with them.
I know you are. Well, listen. Well, Gary, I appreciate you taking time out, and we look forward to seeing you soon. And thank you very much. And tell Kathy that the dog will be tracking her down to come on the show someday.
Oh, I'll make sure of that, too. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Harold.
very much. And again, thank you for your sponsorship of the show. By the way, folks, as far as upcoming guests, next week we have a little question mark. We've invited Lee Bieber. Lee, of course, entrepreneur out of New York City, coming to Waterloo, making that a much more better place to live, putting up buildings, renovating a lot of properties there, opening up the West Main Kitchen. And, of course, just recently opening up a restaurant called Stan's, and the reviews are very good about Stan's. Lee Bieber and a couple of his executives, we hope, are going to come on next week, next Monday. Airtime at 3 o'clock. However, Lee sent me a message a couple days ago. He got selected for jury duty. So myself and Gary and Jim can all relate to that. You don't know if you're going to get off or you got to sit around for 2 or 3 weeks. So we're not sure about that. We hope that they will appear next week plugging Stands and, of course, whatever. And Lee Bieber's done a magnificent job bringing a lot of restoration efforts to the good old village of Waterloo. So we hope we'll keep you posted on that show as the week develops. Again, thank you to Gary. And speaking for Jimmy Senecropi and Gary Schlegel, we thank you for joining us. And again, great job, Michael Contreras. Take care, everybody. We'll catch you next week for another edition of Weber This Week.